Calling for weather while reporting in Great Falls, Montana. What makes that area challenging to forecast is unique weather from peaks to valleys around the Rocky Mountains. Now I'm trading in my ski boots for rain boots. Being from Georgia and having family in Florida, it's great to be back in the Southeast and help you enjoy all the things that make the Big Bend and South Georgia so amazing. So whether you're heading out to Wakulla Springs or if it's harvest time in Decatur County, I'm here to make sure you're the first to know before the weather changes.
First to know meteorologist Elizabeth Copeland.
It's time for Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. Breaking down game-changing plays, momentum-shifting moves, the inside scoop on the team, and what's next for the Noles. It's the ultimate FSU football experience. Live from Cush's in the heart of Tallahassee, ABC 27 presents Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. Sponsored by these businesses.
Crisp feel of fall in the air around Tallahassee earlier today. I'm sure everybody felt it. Everybody's got some jackets on, some long sleeves, but there's nothing cooling down Mike Norvell's Florida State Seminoles right now, ladies and gentlemen. A 41-3 winner over the Syracuse Orange this past weekend. And amazing to think we're at the midway point of this regular season of college football. The Noles 6-0 and number 4 in the country. Coach, it's great to see you again. Always great having you here, and congratulations on another tremendous performance. It felt like complimentary football in all 3 phases for your team on Saturday.
No, it really was, and appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Obviously, it was a great game. We talked to our team last week. It just, from start to finish, we wanted to see the fight. We wanted to see, that sense of urgency, and even though there were moments that, there were good and bad that showed up throughout the course of the game. I mean, they fought for 60 minutes, and defensively, I thought it was our most complete performance. I mean, you felt the energy, the physicality, from our defensive backs making plays on the ball, coming up and being involved in the run game, some of the unique things that they did, you really felt them overwhelm, Syracuse just with their overall effort and physicality, and I was so pleased with how they played. Special teams was game changing for us. The punt return game was dynamic. Ryan did an outstanding job. Even though Alex wasn't used that much, I mean, when he was called upon, he was able to flip the field. Offensively, there were some really good moments that we had. You saw some explosive plays, but even when we had some setbacks, our guys just continued to battle, and I was really pleased with how we were able to finish it up.
Yeah, tremendous effort as the Noles outgained the Orange 535 to 261 in total yardage on Saturday. Hold Syracuse to 6 of 19 on third downs. Florida State above 50% third down conversions themselves. And defensively, as Coach talked about, 6 TFLs, 3 sacks in the game, and forcing 2 turnovers in the contest as well. That defensive effort, now your group has not allowed a touchdown, Coach, in 6 consecutive quarters overall. Really, really impressive across the board. You talked about them, their fight, their urgency, their effort. Where are you noticing this team continuing to take the strides you want them to on that side of the ball?
Well, I mean, I think it's in all areas. And, obviously we faced a lot of different types of offenses here this year. A lot of teams, with the skill and talent that we have. I mean, we see a lot of different presentations. And, I thought, even with Syracuse, they tried to, sugar huddle and burst out quick. And, they were trying to, hold the ball, and to see, I think we had 7 3-and-outs that we were able to force. I mean, our guys, they were locked in. They were communicating well. I think this is their confidence in their communication and continuing to grow and develop in their fundamentals and technique. I mean, that's really showing up big. And I thought we practiced, at a high level, trying to have that physicality, that toughness, and being able to utilize, those fundamentals when the moment called. And, it showed up big for us. And, I think that you're just seeing a team that is each week goes by and each rep goes by, they're just continuing to get better.
You mentioned that sugar huddle. It felt like a different kind of look from them. I'm sure they've shown it before, and you guys obviously were ready for it. But having their wide receivers already lined up, a quick huddle, sprint to the line, is that like what teams were doing defensively with all the substitutions and trying to take your offense out of rhythm? Did you feel like that was maybe their goal, to not allow your defense to be as aggressive as you would have liked them to be at times?
Well, I mean, there were some things when you're talking about overall structures and how teams are how they're balancing out their formations. I mean, it does force the communication, and we've had some teams do that to us earlier this year in trying to vary the tempo. But for our guys to go out and to be as efficient as they were, and really did a great job. With what Syracuse did in the quarterback involved in the run game and the multiple reads and all the different fits that were necessary for us defensively. Just thought our guys executed at a high level. I thought Coach Fuller did a great job with his plan. He was able to attack. He was able to put our guys in a good position, and the players went out there and made wonderful plays.
Man, it was fun to watch. There's no doubt about that. Time now for our truest hero of the game, who was named ACC Special Teams Player of the Week earlier today for his performance. I'm not sure what this young man can't do. Keon Coleman, ladies and gentlemen, 107 punt return yards versus Syracuse. And now we're getting into a high tier of player here when you're talking about who he's sharing this next nugget with, Coach. Keon became the second player in Florida State history, joining the great Peter Warwick with 100 receiving yards and 100 punt return yards in the same game with his performance on Saturday afternoon versus Syracuse. The guy was all over the field in so many ways.
No, I mean, he was remarkable, and he started fast offensively. Had the one-handed catch there on the first drive. I mean, as good as you'll ever see. I mean, it was pretty special. But he was impactful. He was impactful throughout the course of the game, with and without the ball in his hands. I always like to reference that because I think that when you talk about a total package, I mean, you want to see that. Everybody can shine the spotlight on the plays you make when you have the ball in your hands, when you're out there, but when you're the unselfish times where you're out there and you're blocking for your teammates, you're doing the little things, the dirty work. It was really great to see him. And then when it comes to the punt return game, we needed that spark. And we had the week prior against Virginia Tech, he had a 30-yard plus return, which was great to see. And then to go over 100 yards, was remarkable. And I thought it was pretty amazing. He went out our pre-game. Those guys get out there and they get warmed, and he was actually wearing a Peter Warwick shirt, and just being able to recognize P-Dub, and I thought he did it was pretty special to just share that light with him on that day.
It also is just unbelievably ironic on his highlight reel play, the picture against Southern Miss where he leaps over the defender. Who's in the background on the sidelines?
No, it's pretty special.
Peter Warwick and Stu Minnis are right there. Peter Warwick is right there, right behind Keon Coleman as he's making that leap over the defender.
It was a special game. I mean, you had obviously recognizing the '93 national championship team. I mean, they were back, and they were around our team on Friday night, and got a chance to be a part of our victory walk that the guys do together, and just to be able to see those relationships, to see those men, and just everybody remembers them for the players that they were, but man, when you see the men that they've grown to become, just a truly remarkable team, and for them to share about the experiences, the relationships, all the things that went into that, and then what it is to be a Florida State Seminole, not only during their time when they were here in Tallahassee, but now what it is as they've taken that into their lives, that's will always be a part of who they are.
Yeah, how amazing was that at halftime on Saturday, huh? That was unbelievable to see the legends of Florida State football recognized on the field. That was just fantastic. Bar none, coming back up to the radio booth, he still had goosebumps on his arms after halftime in the third quarter. It was pretty special, to say the least. Keon Coleman, he is continuing to raise that status. That's for sure. He's one of the best in all of college football. Truist, a proud partner of Seminole Athletics and the official retail bank of Florida State. Care, it's a total bank changer. See how at Truist.com. I'll tell you another young man that is playing a high level right now. He's here with us. Shaheem Brown, ladies and gentlemen, had a dominant performance from the safety position all over the field. He'll join us later. And his position coach, defensive back coach Patrick Surtain, will stop by the program at the end of the night as well. We're just getting started here on a Monday evening, having fun live from Couche's. Come enjoy good food, good folks, and good times at Couche's Bayou Rouge. Couche's offers authentic South Louisiana cuisine and some of the best burgers and wings in town. Coming out to Couche's in College Town, the home of Inside Seminole Football. Just getting started with the head coach, Mike Norvell. The Noles are 6-0, ladies and gentlemen. They got a big one coming up. We'll talk about Duke later in the program here tonight. As you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network. Packed house, hanging out with the garnet and gold-clad packed house here at Cousins in College Town with all of our great Noles friends and family, having some fun with the head coach, Mike Norvell. I'm Jeff Culhane. Great show tonight. Shaheem Brown is in the house. He had a tremendous performance, great season by the young man out of Lake City. And also we'll hear from DB's coach, Patrick Surtain, later in the program here tonight. Time now for What's on Tap, brought to you by the official craft beer of Florida State Athletics, Oyster City Brewing Company. Check out the tap room on Gain Street and grab Legacy Lager for your tailgate. I know everybody's fired up about a night game, right? Sold out crowd. Night game, 7:30 kick with the Duke Blue Devils coming to town. And how about the number one team in the country in Florida State soccer? Brian's Penske squad. They got another big one. They host number 17 Pitt Thursday night, 7 p.m., continuing to try to distance themselves in the ACC. Men's and women's swimming and diving at Georgia Tech. Women's tennis is at the ITA Regionals in Gainesville. And volleyball Friday hosts Boston College at historic Tully Gymnasium. That's their Seminole Heritage game. We'll talk about that with Coach as well a little bit later on in the program. That's What's on Tap with Florida State Athletics. Coach, you talk about your Sunday workouts, and you've loved the urgency coming off of every game on Saturdays when you've had them. Talk about those, what's been on tap with that group on Sundays and how they've been able to continue to press forward.
Well, I mean, Sunday's a work day for us, and I mean, our guys do a great job. They come in, part of it is the recovery, and we go to work. I mean, they go in with Coach Storms in a weight room, and we're going to squat on Sundays, and so the approach of that, just the overall mentality that we try to instill within our guys is that you might be a little sore from the game the day before, but now it's all things that we can do to prepare you to be your best in the week that's ahead, and just the mindset of our guys. We try to go back and address, the objectives of the game. Did we accomplish? Where can we get better? What can we do? And then, for us, it's about, all right, when we get on that field, what's it going to look like? Because everybody can talk about wanting to get better. Everybody can talk about wanting to be the best. But are you willing to put in the steps necessary when the moment calls for it? Even when, maybe you don't feel, just with your body or the soreness or all the things you're going through, but you still get the choice to make. And I think our guys have done a great job with that. Also take some time with some of our younger players that maybe are whether they're on track to redshirt or whether they're on track to maybe not playing as much as what they ultimately want to, but give them an opportunity to have a little time to get specific to one-on-one coaching, the development, the growth, and I think our guys are doing a wonderful job with that.
Mentioned Shaheem. Talk about his performance and the back end, the secondary. Your safety group with the Keems injury early in the year, able to get some young guys. I know Conrad Hussey has really taken advantage of his opportunities. But, man, watching Shaheem fly around on Saturday, he was all over the field, it felt like, coaching this play.
He was a guy that I brought up to the team on last night in our team meeting. I thought he was extraordinary. The way that he played. I mean, threw his body around. He was physical in the run game. Obviously, did his job in the passing game. Him. I thought another guy that really showed up. With great speed and physicality was Kevin Knowles. Kevin was a guy that really got thrown back into action. We missed most of the offseason due to an injury. Missed a lot of the training camp. With that as well. And but when Akeem went down, he really got accelerated in his return to play, and knocked a little rust off in the first few weeks, and really see him playing at a high level. Akeem Dent has done a great job. Conrad Hussey, guys at that safety position that have been called upon, really like the positive steps these last few weeks, and I think it showed up overall within our entire defense.
Yeah, Kevin Knowles came. I remember there was a play where he laid a hat on a run fit. You could hear that all the way up on the 9th floor, Coach, on the West Stadium.
I like that.
Yeah,
one.
That was a good one. That was a squad on Sundays type of play right there. Shaheem Brown, 7 tackles, led the way for the Garnet and Gold, 1.5 sacks, 1.5 TFLs, and a pass breakup flying up, knocking it down at the line of scrimmage. We'll talk with Shaheem coming up a little bit later on in the program. Jordan Travis, I thought he had the hit. He was banged up. He showed toughness again. It felt like he didn't want anybody to talk to him. He wanted to stay in the game in that second quarter. Came back in the second half and just ran this offense the way you coach him up to do it. Tied a career-high 2 rushing touchdowns, threw just an absolute dime to Keon on that 58-yard strike in the second quarter also.
Yeah, I mean, that was as good a throw as you're going to see. And just, obviously we knew the Syracuse matchup, what they did defensively. They came into the game being one of the tops in the country in tackles for losses. I think we only had 3 negative plays offensively. I mean, that was a big focus for us going into this week. But ultimately, I mean, there was a lot of different looks. It took a lot in our preparation. They did some good things, and they presented some challenges. But like I said at the beginning, my guys just continued to fight. We were able to have success in the run game. Obviously, Jordan did a really good job, and they were trying to account for him a little bit more in that, which opened up some seams for our running backs. You had a couple big plays. Lawrence Toafili, had another really good game and a big touchdown run at the end. I thought Trey Benson, averaged over 5 yards per carry. It was exciting to see just the balance that we were able to have. Obviously, we talked about Keon earlier, but even some of the young receivers. It was good getting Kentron back. Darren Williams had some catches. Destin Hill. So it was good to see that mix of guys. I know the tight ends got involved as well. So, but Jordan, he's just continuing to get better. We were 100% ball security. Did not turn the ball over. That's something that we've really put a huge emphasis on. We still a ball got to the ground that we have to be better. Better in that situation. But our guys were giving great effort and being able to get that recovered. So it was a good game for our offense, and Jordan's doing a wonderful job leading.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, visit Seminoles.com/FFBI sweeps and register for the chance to win a VIP experience to the Miami game. Winner gets hotel accommodations, 4 tickets to the game, 4 hospitality passes, and Knowles gear. Register today at Seminoles.com/FFBI sweeps. Just getting rolling here on Monday night, live from Cousha's in College Town. More to come with the head coach Mike Norvell when we return, as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network. Great to be back live on a Monday night from Cousha's in College Town inside Seminole football. Mike Norvell's Knowles 6-0, 4-0 in the ACC, number 4 in all of college football, and getting ready for another great matchup coming up on Saturday night. It's a 7:30 p.m. Eastern kick with 16th ranked Duke. The Duke Blue Devils coming to town with one heck of a defense, one heck of a rushing attack. Coach, one heck of a football team coming in with this Duke squad, head coached by Mike Elko.
No, it's a really good team, and they've played great here up to this point in the season. Very complimentary football. It all starts with their defense. I mean, they're I think a top 4 group scoring, scoring defense in the country. I mean, you look at them and statistically. I mean, they've been dominant, and and they've played a good schedule. Obviously, had the big win with Clemson early. They went down to literally one play versus Notre Dame, and they've bounced back from that this last week. Even minus their quarterback, who's a special player. Offensively, they were able to run the ball. Defensively, just overwhelmed NC State, and which we know that NC State traditionally has been really good defensively, and so a lot of credit to the job that Coach Elko's done. They've got wonderful players. I mean, great athletes. They're big, strong up front. I mean, this is going to be a heck of a matchup, and it's one we're all looking forward to in our preparation, and excited about being at home, and it's going to be an unbelievable crowd. It's going to be an electric atmosphere, and we're going to need it all.
Yeah, can't wait for that one. Time now for our Chick-fil-A stat nugget. Hey, it was the 6th time in program history. You talk about this Florida State defense again. 6th time in program history, and first since 2012 through 2014 that the Florida State defense has held an ACC opponent to 3 points or fewer in back-to-back games. And over the past 2 seasons, the Noles have outscored the Orange 79-6, ladies and gentlemen, in the last 2 matchups with that Syracuse bunch. We've talked about Shaheem in your back end. Man, I tell you what, that front, your goal, I know, to get 8, 9, 10 guys deep. They were wearing on them all day. And Coach Joshua Farmer along the interior continues to grow snap by snap.
Absolutely. I'm so proud of Josh and just the job he's done. And, the sack fumble was a big play, obviously in the game. And, Jared was able to get the recovery. And, just seeing Josh and his growth. I mean, every game he's getting better, continuing to trust his technique. He's a big, physical force. He's done a wonderful job in the weight room. And, just making a great impact. And like I said, we have the depth. I mean, those guys that get on the field, I mean, you feel their effort, their physicality. They're able to play fast, and really doing a nice job for us up front.
Yeah, and getting to the quarterback, obviously Jared Verse is always a threat, without a doubt. Patrick Payton just seems to have a knack, Coach, for finding his way into a position where if it's a passing situation, he's either getting there or he's going to disrupt it with his long arm somehow, some way.
Yeah, I mean, and Pat is such a great player, and he is so impactful as a pass rusher. But when if you don't get home, if you're not able to get to the quarterback before he gets the ball out, he's got a wonderful skill of being able to get in that passing lane and to create that tip pass. It was big, and I don't know how many pass deflections he has on the year, but I mean, I was talking to him about it last night. He's got to be on a great pace, for what he's done throughout this season, and he's just you see him continuing to grow. I mean, he's doing it with his physical nature of play against the run, and then always impactful there in the passing game.
Yeah, I got him for 5, Coach. That would tie for the team high with Renardo and Azarie.
It's not bad.
Not bad for a D end. That's not bad for a D end, ladies and gentlemen. This Florida State football team, big one Saturday night, as we talked about, and it's Seminole Heritage Night. We're going to talk about that with Coach. That's a big deal to him, I know, to his team and everybody around Florida State University. That and more on the way when we return, as you're watching Inside Seminole Football live on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield.
Jeff Culhane.
All right, we're cooking along here on a Monday night inside Seminole football with Florida State head football coach Mike Norvell, 6-0. We got a big one, folks. We got a big one Saturday night. This is a Duke football team that's 5-1 coming in, 2-0 in the ACC, and they are fundamentally sound and well coached. Yeah, this is going to be a great football game on Saturday night, Coach. We talked about Duke a little bit ago, but you mentioned it. Sound defensively, great quarterback in Riley Leonard. He's been banged up, obviously. I know you guys will prepare for both with what they bring to the table, but how has your experience against multiple fronts, playing against a different Syracuse defense in that 3-3-5 last week, does that help at all with what Mike Elko does and some of the different things he brings and shows you?
Yeah, I mean, they have their specific scheme that they like to run, but they do have variation. I mean, they've jumped into odd front from time to time. Did a little bit against UNC State this last week, and then their third down pressure packages are as good as you're going to face. And I mean, they've done a nice job with their development of that, and everything plays to their players. And like I said, they're a very talented group. In all 3 phases. I mean, they've got guys that can change the game. They're skill position players on offense, or got a couple of great receivers. Their running backs are outstanding. I mean, and so ultimately we got to go to work, have a great week of preparation.
Yep, Seminole Heritage Night as well, and we will see a lot of turquoise, because the color turquoise represents harmony, friendship, and fellowship throughout the Native American communities. And for you, you took the time last spring, Coach. You went down to the 84th annual Brighton Field Day Festival with the Seminole Tribe of Florida back last spring. And that's pretty iconic and pretty important. I know it was a big deal for you to go do that.
Yeah, that was one of the best experiences of this year for me, and to be able to go down and just spend that day, and it was so much fun just seeing whether it's a rodeo. I got to watch alligator wrestling, which I've never actually witnessed before, and that was definitely something I'll never even come close to doing. Yeah. But it was interesting to go down and just to see and to be a part of just the culture in the Seminole Tribe of Florida is such a special group, and you mean so much to our university, but also the personal relationships that we've been able to form since I've been here, and I just so grateful for the hospitality when I was able to go down, and obviously this week it's huge being able to celebrate that heritage, and obviously what they mean to Florida State University, and obviously to our entire program.
Yep, I know you guys will be wearing sort of on Saturday some turquoise hue within your attire on the sidelines as well. Are you not? Am I breaking news?
Yes, sir.
Am I breaking news on that? I suppose.
I could say yes to that. I don't know what where else do you want me to go with that?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
We can talk fashion.
Well, people love the hoodie. So turquoise hoodie is about to take off here, I think.
We shall see.
We shall see. That is a fact. On that note, it's time now for Keys to Success, brought to you by the official law firm of Florida State Athletics. Is my face red? Florida State Athletics.
We can talk more about the
turquoise
hoodies.
Or my face. No, I'm not talking about my face, yes.
Keys to victory.
Keys to Success from Scott and Wallace with offices in Tallahassee. What are the keys to great fashion? Never mind. What are the keys to this week preparing for a great Duke team? No,
I mean it's gonna start in the trenches, and this is a team that you look at their defensive front, their offensive line. They got a couple the projected first round draft pick left tackle. I mean a couple guys that have been all ACC performers, and this game is going to start there, and then everything that goes beyond that, from the explosive plays, to owning the football, creating takeaways. It's the same keys just get magnified each week when you play an opponent like this. I mean, it's the detail, it's the little things, and I'm excited to see our guys play. I'm excited to see them prepare. This is what you do it for, and they've done everything up to this point to put ourselves in this position. Now it's time to go get better, and to be able to do it on a grand stage, an electric atmosphere. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and so got to go be us.
Yep, can't wait. Coach, always great seeing you. Thanks so much for your time, as always. Best of luck this week.
Well, I appreciate you, Jeff.
The always fashionable Mike Norvell with us, and we think he's wearing, well, we'll find out Saturday. He might be wearing turquoise. We'll see. Somebody's wearing turquoise Saturday. I'll tell you, that's what I was told. Anyway, get free local news and weather 24/7. Just search WTXL on your favorite streaming device and to watch local news and weather on your time. Shaheem Brown up next, ladies and gentlemen, to save me out of this segment here coming up as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports. And we are back live. Couch is in College Town. This Florida State football team playing at a high level right now, ladies and gentlemen, at 6-0, 4-0 in ACC play, and getting ready for the Duke Blue Devils on Saturday night. It's playing at a high level. The guy to my left right now. Give it up for Shaheem Brown, ladies and gentlemen, Lake City native, who is flying around, making plays, and with a smile, I can tell you he's having a lot of fun right now. Shai, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for the time and coming out and hanging out with us tonight. How good did that feel on Saturday? This defense is making some big-time things happen right now.
Well, thank you for having me. And as a defense, our focus all week was playing a complete game. And, what we put on film and what the world and the nation know that Saturday is what we're capable of. And, the communication was high, and we just played all together. And I think that was the big focus for us, what we wanted to do, and that's what we did.
Yeah, you definitely did. How about your game right now? I mean, it feels like you're moving. Every time I look on the field, it feels like you're in a different spot, and you're lining up at the safety spot. You're coming down. You're fitting the run really, really well. You're covering guys. I mean, talk about that versatility and how you pride yourself on being a guy that's tough to get a hand on right now defensively.
Whatever way I can help my teammates in the best way I can, I want to do that. That starts with Coach Fuller and Coach Sertan trusting me, put me out there and put me in the position to make plays. And also, the way I played Saturday was mainly because of my teammates. If the DBs and the D linemen ain't doing their job, I'm not able to get a sack, or vice versa. If I'm not doing my job, they not willing to shine. So it's all a group effort. None of that was all me. So
yeah, that's fantastic stuff. 6 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 1.5 TFLs. Pass breakup was fun to watch. You came down, you read the quarterback's eyes, knocked that thing down near the line of scrimmage.
I could have been a sack. I keep going, I can sack him.
Yeah, see, you had a sack, but he wound up, and you got the next best thing. What's better, coming off the roof for a sack or an interception?
Interception.
That's a dumb question.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of them tonight, apparently, already. But INT's much better.
Yeah, I'm a DB. I'm going to say interception all day.
But a sack, though, from a DB, that doesn't happen very often, right?
Pat Payton and Josh Foreman, I joke with them all day. I say if I'm a little taller and a little bigger, I could play D-line, And I be with them guys most of the time. I live with Pat, so, we always joke around. They give me pointers on when I'm blitzing, how to counter our O-line or things to look out for. So, that's a big shout out to them, too, for my sacks. So, because I be with Coach Odell sometimes when I can, with them doing their drills and stuff. So
yeah, that's fantastic. You're sacking. Pat's knocking down passes. He got 5 pass breakups. It's like you guys are switching roles now.
I heard he on the road to do something special. So,
all right,
we're going to keep covering for him so he can keep knocking them down.
I like that. That sounds great. Hey, your position coach, Patrick Surtain, is here with us tonight. We're going to talk to him after we talk to you. He's in his first year here with the Garnet and Gold. How would you describe to fans his impact on yourself and everybody in that DB's room?
Well, he just want us to be our best. The main thing he tell us is to have fun. Don't go out there worry about too much. Don't put nothing bad on film. Just be us. And I feel like he push us to be our best every day. He'll tell us when something ain't right, or he tell us when everything is, how he want it. So I think he's been great for us.
Yeah, you got another great opportunity on Saturday night in front of a sold-out crowd here coming up, and Duke coming to town. This is a Duke team that is one heck of a team. 5-1, 2-0 in the ACC. Talk about the week, getting ready, and how great it is to go out in front of these fans when they pack a house and you hear the war chant rolling on the defensive side of the ball.
I feel real good, 7:30 kickoff, in front of the best friends in the world. So, we just got to go out there and prepare this week, Monday through Friday, and get ready for a good matchup. We plan on doing what we do best, and that's shine. So, shout outs to Duke. They coming into town, and I hope they ready because, what we put on film last week, we want to build off that. And, when we are our best, scared.
Yeah, 6 consecutive quarters without allowing a touchdown for this Florida State defense right now, ladies and gentlemen. Shaheem Brown with us. Roommates with Pat Payton. Who does the cooking at home? Who's the cook? Nobody?
It depends on what we making. But we all, pitch in sometimes.
Okay, there you go. I like it. Shaheem, it's a pleasure. Thanks so much, and continued success. So congratulations on the season so far. There you go. That's Shaheem Brown, ladies and gentlemen. What a season he's having. He's playing at a high level, to say the least. As all of our conversations with our student athletes brought to you by the Battle's End. You directly support FSU student athletes and get involved today by joining the Battle's End at thebattlesend.com. And as a veteran-owned business, Carver's Discount Cleaners provide high-quality dry cleaning services at affordable prices. Visit one of the 3 Tallahassee locations for convenient same-day services. Don't get taken to the cleaners. Choose Carver's, the proud dry cleaning partner of Inside Seminole Football. Coming up next, defensive backs coach Patrick Surtain stops by our main table, live from Cousins in College Town, as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. Some fun rolling along here on Monday night. Another edition of Inside Seminole Football, live from Cousins in College Town, coming out for all of the Florida State football talk, and of course the great Southern Louisiana cuisine as well. Hey, in town for a game this fall, stay at 4 Points by Sheridan, Tallahassee downtown, located in an iconic round building across from the Florida State University campus. Parking always complimentary, plus free shuttle service to the airport and Doak Campbell Stadium. Make your hotel reservations at 4 Points by Sheridan, Tallahassee downtown today. Can we get a big round of applause for our next guest to my left, Patrick Surtain, defensive backs coach. One heck of a player in his own right. And, man, we are very, very happy, blessed to have you with us in the Garnet and Gold here in this first season. What's been the experience for you? How would you describe it here at Florida State, your first year, Coach?
It's been awesome. You know, the main thing is, you come into a great group of guys, a great coaching staff, they welcome me with open arms, and just an opportunity to get to mold young men and see them do well on the football field and try to, achieve the dreams that they've set for themselves.
Yep, and I know for you, You obviously a very, very successful high school football coach at American Heritage. You spent some time with the Dolphins, where, of course, you were a star in the National Football League. I know you wanted to get back to that in molding, mentoring, and sort of getting back to that side of coaching. How would you describe that feeling and those conversations with Coach Norvell when you were making the decision to come to Tallahassee?
Yeah, it was exactly that. Just spending last year with the Miami Dolphins, I got to see a different side of it, the business side of it from a coaching perspective. And I thought that my calling was to give back to young men. Mm-hmm. And that's why I decided to take the job here. Obviously, I was a head coach for 8 years at American Heritage. So I got an opportunity, to really learn, how to treat the young men. You got to treat all of them differently and just develop the relationships. And like I said earlier, try to mold them into, great young men, not only great football players.
Yeah. They talk about your room. It's a talented one. It's a versatile one. Shaheem, obviously, continuing to get better. And the guys are just scratching the surface, right? At this age, at this level. You played in the NFL yourself for such a long time. There's so much to learn. And with your knowledge of the game, I'm sure it's got to be a lot of fun for you day by day to have that rub off on them, on what you've seen and how you went about your business during your playing career.
Oh, absolutely. Just try to teach them different tricks of the trade. Obviously, with me having an 11-year pro career, I kind of think I'm a master at the game at the secondary position. So just trying to, lend those things to those guys because I know how hard they work and I know the goals that they've set for themselves and the goals that they want to achieve. So, just there for them every day. Let them know that it's not only about football, but the things off the field. So making sure they go to class, doing the little things right. And also having fun, with big-time college football, with the business aspect of it and the stress involved in it. I always, try to, alleviate that by telling them it's just a kid's game. Go out there like you're 7, 8 years old, have fun. Obviously, it takes the other things involved, but always try to keep that mindset that it's a fun game, so go ahead out and do it.
Yeah. Coach, talk about Akeem Dent. And he was a guy in the back end that missed a couple of games due to that leg injury suffered late in the first half against Southern Miss. How would you describe his leadership, what his presence means to that secondary room with the experience that he has playing the game?
Yeah, Akeem has played a lot of football here in Tallahassee, and was excited for him to come back this year. He could have had an opportunity to go play in the NFL, but he decided to come back, and he provides, that leadership to our room. We have a lot of veteran guys, him, Jarian Jones, Ronaldo Green. We have Fentrell Cypress, who came over from Virginia. Yeah. So we have a good mixture of older guys and really, really talented freshmen. And that what kind of makes up the room. But those guys have been great, man. They're for each other. They're all about brotherhood. And when their brother is doing good, they cheer for him. So I'm excited to coach these guys. And the best part about it is we haven't even played our best football yet. Right. So that's the scary part. We've been toiling along, and we played a pretty good game last week, but I think we have more room to improve, and those guys are willing to do the work. So excited to see where this thing goes.
Hey, you mentioned Renardo, an Orlando native, Wakaba High School. He just feels steady all the time, Coach. When you watch him, he always seems like he's right where he's supposed to be, and always there to make a big play. When you watch him on film, what jumps out at you about what he does?
That's the perfect word for him, steady. You know that you can depend on him each and every Saturday. He's going to play hard. He tackles well. He's physical. And as much man-to-man defense that we play, we know that we can line him up on the outside, and he's going to make a play for us and limit their top guys. So really, really excited about Dula. He's a guy I had to get into because he doesn't say much, but we developed a pretty good relationship, and I'm looking for him to do special things, not only, the remainder of the season, but at the next level as well.
Yep. One more segment to come with Florida State defensive backs coach Patrick Surtain, 11-year NFL vet as well. One heck of a player in his own right. As Florida State Athletics would like to thank Grassroots Coffee for their support of Florida State football. Order from Grassroots Coffee for your home or business today at grassrootscoffee.com or find it at a store, restaurant, or coffee shop near you. Grassroots Coffee, made for everyone, loved everywhere. One more segment to come with Patrick Surtain live from Cougars in College Town. Stay with us as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from
Monday.
Culhane.
All right, back one final time, live, Cougars in College Town. We had some fun tonight, folks, enjoying it, right? All right, we're having a good time. I tell you what, this Florida State football team having a blast as well. It's 6-0, 4-0 in the ACC, and another great opportunity Saturday night under the lights, a sold-out Doak Campbell Stadium, Bobby Bowden Field, with 16th-ranked Duke coming to town, a 7:30 p.m. Eastern kick. Our coverage on the radio side, by the way, begins at 5 p.m. Eastern. Download that FSU Game Day app and take it with you wherever you go. Hey, did you know that reading one text while driving takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving the length of a football field with your eyes closed. Put your phone down and set aside all distractions. Don't drive distracted. Arrive alive. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. Patrick Surtain back with us for one final segment. FSU defensive backs coach. All right, let's talk about Duke. Some of the things you've seen so far on film. A squad that has had a tremendous season at this point. They got some playmakers, I know, along the edge in the passing game. And, Riley Leonard banged up. He may play. We'll probably find out when the ball gets kicked off on Saturday night, right. Coach. But give me your take on some of the film you've seen so far.
Yeah, well, it all starts with their quarterback, Riley Leonard. Not sure if he's going to play or not, but they have a capable backup. He came in last week to beat North Carolina State. Has a huge arm, likes to throw the ball down the field. But I think the strength of their team, of their offense, is their offensive line.
Yeah.
A bunch of old players there, played 5-6 years in college football. You can tell that they have chemistry within that group, and they want to run the ball. They want to run the ball, pound it, take shots down the field, and then play great defense. So we have our work cut out for us, but we're at home, and this the Florida State that fans are used to. And 7:30 night game at Doak Campbell, we're better than there. So our guys will be ready to play.
You played in the best venues in all of football. What have your experiences been like so far at Doak with game days here?
Oh, unbelievable. Obviously, I played here when I was in college at Southern Miss back in 1997, and it was unbelievable then. And I grew up a Florida State fan. Like Charlie Ward was my hero. I played high school quarterback, so I've been following this team, for a long, long time. But the game day experience here with the fans, the best fans in the world, come out to support the Seminoles, it's second to none. And I'm expecting nothing less, come Saturday night.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. It's going to be electric, to say the least. You mentioned their offensive line. And then you follow up with that on what's your message to your guys in the back end when you're facing, it feels like every quarterback can run now in this day and age of football, college football. What's that conversation piece like in trying to hang on maybe a little bit longer when you know that there could be the possibility of a quarterback extending the play with his legs?
Yeah, first and foremost, cover your guy at the beginning. But like you said, it's college football. Every quarterback is athletic, so may have to cover that 3-4 extra seconds. Just teach them to plaster. The deep guys stay deep. Let everybody underneath work, and hopefully rally to the ball and get guys down. But it's a difficult task, but our guys are up for it, and we're looking to contain Riley Leonard and, the other guy comes Saturday night.
Where have you been most proud and impressed of your secondary unit through 6 games to this point, Coach, with what they've done on the field?
Yeah, I think we've covered guys pretty well. We've had our up and downs, with tackling, but we stressed that to them last week, and they came out, against Syracuse with a phenomenal effort. And I told them, after the game, that's the standard. You put it on film. There's only one way to go from here, and that's up.
Yeah.
We can't take any steps back, and they've responded, and that's what I expect from them going forward.
Yeah. Coach, I tell you what, it's a pleasure having you. It's always great talking football with you as well. And we appreciate you coming out on a Monday night. That's Patrick Surtain, ladies and gentlemen. defensive backs coach, with us here at Florida State University. Hey, calling all hungry Noles fans, every Friday this fall is Football Fridays at Tijuana Flats. Get a free taco and chips with the purchase of a medium drink every Friday by wearing your Noles gear at participating Tijuana Flats locations across the state of Florida. Online at TijuanaFlats.com. Big thanks to Coach Sertan, Shaheem Brown, Mike Norvell. Thank you all for coming out tonight on a Monday evening once again. And we'll see you. Sold out crowd, packed house, under the lights, Bobby Bowden Field, inside of Doak Campbell Stadium.